Alright, we are about a minute away from qualifying, and we are the number 32 in this Friday night Knoxville Nationals. So, we are not meant to make the main, and there are people that are really, really fast, and then there are people like me, who are, well, you know, only 7/10 off. And have no idea how to adjust the sprint car because we haven't ran it really this build. So we're just gonna be that guy that's trying to get what he can. This is a setup that I don't even know if it's working, if it's okay or not. We'll adjust on it, try to make something work, but time to go Q, drop the fuel. Let's go 3 gallons, just because it seems to be a massive fuel usage. And see where we can qualify, maybe get some luck in the heat races, and yeah, we'll see if we can at least make it to the B main. But it's going to be difficult. I think everything up until the A main doesn't have cautions, so it's just a bit of a random luck as well as just speed to get away from everyone. We'll see what this thing feels like. If I can get any speed or turn or anything, I've tightened it up a lot. Oh, and the track reset for qualifying. Did not know it was going to do that. Okay, well, we missed the corner in the first turn because we were expecting to get what we got in warm-up practice. And we're definitely going to be a little bit slower, but that's fine. Oh, big-ass push, and, well, it didn't matter. We'll be dead last. We're maybe going to get a 14.7. That'll be dead last. Yep. Cool. Alright. Well, now that we've completely screwed ourselves, not that it really made a difference. Let's go 8 gallons for that. Yeah, I mean, if we would have went a 14.8, we would have been like 3 spots up, so that really didn't affect us. But definitely some speed differences, and we are just out of it. So our heat race is just going to have to explode for us to do anything, to get anywhere close to a transfer spot. So the format is heat races, 10 laps, and you got 3 from each going to the main. Then we got an E, D, C, and B. Most likely we're only going to have a D, C, and B, but we will see. See what happens. So, yeah, not much we can do. We're slow, but not going to be a douche and pay for a setup. No offense to those who do. Just not going to pay more for a game that I already pay way too much for. Especially with the way those people tend to act. So, we'll get what we can with what we got and be happy that we at least have dirt on iRacing. Now it is time to find out what heat race we are in, and we are in Heat 2 as the starting 10th. So let's fire up the broadcast stuff. I will go ahead and turn that off and get this so that I can easily switch around and make sure that we've got a decent seat. Okay, looks like we're good. A little bit of zoom. Call that good. We for this one to fire off. So, on pole is Tim Ryan, then Clayton Davies, Cole Croft, Matt Grunberg, Tanner Pettit, Cole Fralick, Jesse Dacus, Terry Humphreys, Evan Millard, and Cole Henriksen. So like I said, they go 10 laps, and probably no cautions, I believe, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure. Waiting on 3 people to join the race here. 2-minute grid time for this first race. And waiting on 2 people now. Well, actually, we're only waiting on 1 person now, it looks like. There we go. Let's make sure that we've got everyone's paint scheme. That's what I thought. So we got a couple of pace laps here, and then we'll get going. Highest I rating in this is obviously the number 1 at an 8,195 I rating. Clayton Davies is a 7,468. The lowest I rating, Evan Millard, in the 49 at 2,960. So a big split there. We've got 3 Class B drivers. That's the 38, the 49, and the 46. Everyone else is Class A. Probably zoom in just a bit more. I don't think there is going to be a whole lot of racing at this early moment, but we'll see. So, Cole Croft is kind of the outperformer of the race right now. He is going to be starting in a transfer position as the 44. But they're bringing him around 3 and 4 to get the green. Ryan gets on it, and here we go. Croft to the inside. He's going to get the second going into turn 1. Clayton Davies going to fire back out of the turn, get to the inside into 3 and 4. Croft pinches down a little bit. That gets Davies on the berm and all screwed up. And Pettit now coming through in the 5 car for the transfer spot. He hits the berm. Davies back under him, and Dacus in the 38 coming through. Catches up to the tank, but nowhere to go, and a little bobble there by Pettit again. He's going to go up the track and almost cuts down on the 35 of Matt. He crosses under Dacus and back up into the 4th position, but all this battling is only for B mains as they stack up. Clayton Davies gets a little issue. Dacus has to check up. He gets crossed up, and well, we do have cautions. All right. Well, we got cautions, and we don't have to worry about too big a deal, and that is going to help Dacus catch the field. But let's take a look at what happened there. So it looks like Davies got crossed up. Everyone stacks up behind them. Then the 5 just gets drove through. He just gets drove through. And that collects Cole Fralick as well. But, yeah. 7,468 I rating, and he just straight up drives through the guy. So, that is going to change things up at the front. Tim Ryan still your leader. Cole Croft in the 44 is second, but he's been running there. We got the 35. I think he's clean. I think the 33's probably got some damage. Evan Millard in the 49, then Clayton Davies, then Cole Henriksen. Tanner Pettit out. Dacus getting damage fixed. and Humphrey's getting damage fixed. So, good to see that cautions are on. I did not think that we would have that, and now it's not a free-for-all. And that is good news for us. We'll at least get to be near the field every restart. They should be coming around for the green flag this time. We're going to be restarting on lap 5. Ryan bringing them around, and let's keep an eye on the 35 here, as he has got a big boost and well up the order. So good jump for the top 3. Clayton Davies gets under the 49. It looks like he's gotten away with no damage. Grabs the berm though and bobbles a little bit, doesn't slow him down, but he goes on through. And now it is a matter of, can he catch the 35 in the next 4 laps. Back here we've had some battling going on for the positions to go to the B and C and D. A lot of people hooking that berm, having issues. Almost a wreck there as Hendrickson loses it, nearly gets Evan. Evan trying to work his way around the 33. Looks like the 33 is damaged and just a little bit slower as everyone has worked around him since the restart. Back up front, 1 second gap. Grunberg is having a good run in the 35 and sticking right with Holcroft, who is sticking right with Tim Ryan, and holy crap, we've got a battle for the lead. Last lap here, lap 10 of 10, and Croft is going to go in low, but just get the transfer spot. We got a lap car in the way. There's your top 3. Davies, Dacus, Millard, Fraulich, Henriksen, and then Humphreys, the lapper without the front wing, and Pettit, who was in the infield. Alright, let's get everything set back up for my race. I'm going to go ahead and shut that broadcast stuff down so it doesn't screw us up. And we have got our work cut out for us. We're slow, and we're at the back. But as we saw there, they can give us a few free spots if they want. I don't know why people feel the need to pull off before the pace truck, but whatever. So, the 31 has been fast in practice in this session all around, so he will fly away from the field. Question is, what are we going to get out of everyone else? It looks like we've got a Dirt Pro driver in the number 3 in here, starting well back here with us. That makes me feel good about no chance of making it.
Catch up 3, car 1 left to green.
I think our best bet is, with cautions on, is just kind of not stick our nose up there, and if they all wad it up on the start, not get damage. I mean, we're going to stay close, but
About to go
I don't
green.
think we need
Stay
to be
focused.
on the outside of the 43, so we'll see. Feel it out. Getting ready to go. 10 laps.
The pace car is in. Green flag, green flag. Got 10 laps to go.
way up by the wall. They are bobbling all over, and thankfully I wasn't stuck on the outside of the 43 there. One free spot, about to get a second. Just had to back off, otherwise we were going to just get sent to the infield. And we got another free spot, and if we could get around this guy, we'll get an earned spot. And that's my fault. I bobbled on entry trying to enter that low. Didn't use any brake and just drilled the guy. So we're in 7th. If these guys up here can eventually wreck, maybe we'll get a couple more spots. The leader has pit. He has blown an engine or something, so that's another spot. That puts us into 6th. A mile away from everyone. Best thing would happen, like 3 people wreck on the white flag lap and we go to the main. We can't get that lucky though, can we? Be on fuel. We're not good on handling though. Are they going to wreck? Final transfer position battle up there. We're going to see 3 sprint cars flipping and us go to the main. We are not. Well, no, we are not. That's okay. We might be set for the C main at least.
Chicken flag, chicken flag.
Let's go apologize to whoever we wiped out there.
Nice run, solid work.
Not the right group. I don't even know who it was that we got. Did he just leave? Okay, apparently he has left the server. Or this messaging system sucks. Car number 43. Why does he not even... okay, there. Yeah, he left. Okay, well. We wrecked him and ruined his night. Alright, let's fire up the broadcast tools again, and we are on heat race number 3. How many heat races do we have? Let's take a look at this. We got heat 3, 4, and 5. So in this one we got Chase Stewart and Ashton Mueller, Bradley Cox, Matthew Stables in the 18, then Dylan Shreves and Colt Curry in the 25, Matt Bailey, Albert McKee, Benjamin Groves, and Ross Kaiser. So again, 10 laps, 10 cars, 3 transferred to the A main. Here we go. gets out to a good lead. Cox is going to settle into third place right now, and Shreves in the 24 tries to come up right behind him, outside of him. Stables in the 18 goes around the high side, and looks like he's going to take over that 4th spot. Big run by Curry back there, right through the middle of the corner. It looked like he shot through the field, but now the 18's down low and getting past. And he fights back on the inside, but it's going to be a little slick down there. Reeves around the outside. Stables going backwards. Everyone's slowly moving up the track and nearly comes together, but let's watch Curry. This guy's got some drive through the center of the corner. I don't know if it's just the angle or what, but it looks like he starts flying mid-corner. You can see him close in on Shreves, but Shreves not slowing up that much. Up in the transfer spots, we got Cox looking to make a move. Curry back there taking a look down low, can't get it, gets a little blocked there. That screws them both up. They both go sliding up the track. Out of 2 though. Curry's got the position, but gets squeezed down a little low. He's going to lose some grip, and that's going to maybe cost him a spot. Not quite. Kaiser in the 6. Not able to get there. Back behind, Stables still trying to make up from getting in the wrong lane. And Curry making another run now as Shreves for this 4th position as they battle for 4th. Transfer spot has switched with the 8 going to 2nd and Mueller going up to, or going back to 3rd. So we'll see if he falls back much more. Lap 7 is just starting now, and very tight racing, maybe a little tail contact there, then the 24 up into the fence, or 3 wide into 3. That's not going to work. It does work though. Curry, a little contact, he's going to get the spot. Let's see how the reaction is out of Shreves from that. There were 3 wide. Curry did everything he could do. We get a little bit of a slider here. Curry's going to try to turn down. It's a little bit of a slip there. He's going to lose the spot, though, as Kaiser gets a 2fer, but overdrives entry, and we're back to 3 wide for the 4th position. This time, Shreves just drives through him rather than trying to make the pass, and now we've got a big one. Coming to the line, I believe, or the white flag was already out. Yeah, that was coming to the line, and the Cessna-sponsored sprint car took flight. God, this damage model is so terrible. That would have been a crazy-looking crash if the wing actually did anything. But that was pretty crazy. So, great racing. I didn't realize that was the last lap, so it makes sense why all of that was going on right there, but that is heat race number something. What do we got going on now? We got heat race number 4, and it looks like I need to refresh my timing screen. There we go. On the front row, we have got Ethan Winter and Lachlan Rogers, Zach Hold, and Tanner Miller in the 26, who just said hello. Brandon Garman, Andrew Stables, Cody Ogle, Zach Rattry White, and Gideon Keeling, Corey Wenzel at the back. So we'll keep an eye on Tanner, see what he does here in the 26. Top I rating in this one, 5,139. Here we go. Winter gets a great start on the field. Miller gets a good drive off the corner. He's going to take a look on the outside. He's going to cut down off of 4. Can he get any grip? He gets a ton of grip off the corner. And they are through. Did the track reset or did the lighting change? Because it looks like the track is completely different now, but maybe it's the lighting. These guys, though, battle for second now, and Miller goes up into P2. Gonna get a little challenge here from the 12. 12 dives it in, slides it up, nearly crosses himself into the fence, but now Miller should be able to pull away if he protects the bottom here. A little too much on the exit of the corner, but bobbles by all 3 of them. He should be fine as long as the 12 doesn't slide up and hit him. The 12 slides up and hits him, almost into the fence. And here comes the 49 or 48 of Garmin now. Halfway through at the end of this lap, and this battle for transfer spots is probably one of the better ones that we've had. Right now, the 13 finds himself outside in the 4th position, and Garmin falling back a little bit now. I think the bobble allowed them to catch up, but just not quick enough to make it up there. So Hoddle looking, gonna go up a little higher now, trying to cut it down just a tiny bit, get a run. Closes in on him massively, but then kind of misses the corner, and that's going to be a loss of ground for him. Back here, Garmin and Radray, sorry. They are side by side and not closing. Winter is miles out, coming to the white flag. Tanner is got a big gap, kind of cutting down out of the corner. He's got a half a second over the final transfer spot battle, and we're coming to the final lap here. Is it going to be an all-out dive? He's going to go to the bottom, not going to get any grip, and there we go. Clean racing, and well, apparently Zach did not think it was clean racing, or he wasn't ready for everyone to slow down. Not sure. What do we got now? Final heat race. Heat race number 5, and this one we are going to have. Let me get this set up. Noah Carpenter in the 7 on pole. Outside of him, Matthew Powell, Peyton Burton in the 37, James Seawright in the 15, Ryan Washak in the 34, Chase Whitley in the 23, Corey Smith in the 41, Nathan Brown in the 30, Jason Crawford in the 40, and Taylor Wineland in the 29. So the final heat race, and then we go on to the mains. We'll see what we get from that. Looks like a lot of people just leaving after they get sent to a low main, so we could have pretty bad, like 1 car D main if the numbers are just wrong. Hopefully not. A lot of blinking out of the 9 right now. Let's keep our eye on the 15. Green's out. Wright getting a little bit of a run. No, doesn't get the run off the corner though, and falls into fourth where he started. Everyone has ended up right where they started. Maybe Whitley is gained at the 23. He's going to be right on the tank of C. Wright out at 2. A little bit of contact, a little more contact, a little more contact. And, well, we are going to get a pass there for the transfer spot. And, we got one flipping on the backstretch. No caution. So he exits out, and he does. So we're going to stay green here. Unfortunate for him. Looks like the 37 was having some issues off the corner, and maybe turned down a little bit, but hard to tell from this angle. Could have been the 23 coming up and making contact. So Carpenter out to a half-second lead, then another 0.2 back is C. Wright behind Powell. Burton dropping. He is now 1 second off the lead, half a second off of third. And the 34 Ryan Washuk is 2 seconds off the lead with Smith following close behind. We do have a battle forming for P2. Right now these guys are in transfer position. They don't need to fight each other, but sometimes people forget that, and they're actually catching the leader. They've made up some ground as that line pushes up the track, but lost a little bit there. We'll see what the lines are. Looks like kind of a slider line in 1 and 2 is what we're seeing, but everyone's straight back to the top. 7's going to the top, and then last lap he drove down off the corner. This time he doesn't. Almost got all 3 of them in the camera. White flag this time. No need for anything stupid. You've made the A main. They all keep it together. Now it is D or C main time. I don't know which. What are we gonna get here? We've got ourselves an E main. And how many of the people are in the server? We don't have a whole lot missing. Dalton has just given up after we wrecked him, so unfortunate for him. We find ourselves, well, this is the E main, then we got the D main, then we got the C main, which we are starting 4th in. So, a lot of standing around, waiting to race, but guess what? That's short track racing. It's going a hell of a lot faster than it would in real life. We got 4 transferring out of each, so we are starting in a transfer spot. How many laps are we doing? We're doing 14 laps in ours. Well, I have no idea what the hell that was. It's up to 10 gallons. And I think I'm gonna tighten it up just a bit. It's not slicked off though too much from what I can see. And let's take a look at the track. Okay, yeah, it has slicked off. It's just really hard to see from our position, but not as much as I thought it would. Alright, so the starting lineup for this one, Nathan Brown in the 30, Terry Humphreys, Dalton Collins is supposed to be in this, but we ruined his night. Benjamin Groves in the 39, Cody Ogle in the 36, Wineland in the 29, Pettit in the 5, Bailey, Stables, and Whitley. We've seen all of these guys have issues. I think Whitley's doing the smartest thing, starting dead last. Most of these people have one wreck already. Let them wreck first, and then try on the next start. Nope, he's pulled up. Let's see what we got. Very late start. That gets everyone bottled up, and some contact there. We are clean and green. Pettit has made his way up to 3rd, and he's going to go 2nd, and you would expect that out of the 5,500 driver in the E-main. We got one going around and into the fence. They're going again, and it looks like Whitley out. So he should have stuck with the plan I came up with for him. Just back off, but I don't think we're going to see any crashing because this thing is spread out quite a bit right now. Headed to the lead. If you're the 30, I think you just let that one go. The guy chased you down way faster. You got 4 transfer spots, or you make wheel contact and you don't transfer. Well, I think we're going for the don't transfer option. They nearly come together in 3 and 4, and nearly again off the corner. Settle yourself down. You're in a transfer spot. You don't even need that spot. They're miles behind you. You can pull away from them. Here comes Humphrey, battle for the final spot, and Wineland in the 29 gets that. Humphreys decides he's not going to lift and runs into him. Now we got Bailey going low. He can't quite get it hooked up. And Stables coming around in the 47. So Wineland starting to pull away. Humphreys in the fence. He keeps it up there, doesn't turn down. That spreads them all out. Wineland now got a 0.6 second lead for this transfer spot. 0.4, sorry. Somewhere around there. He's actually closing in on Brown, but Brown should have enough laps that he doesn't even need to worry about getting passed by him, because we are on lap 9, white flag next time. Pettit's going to win this one. Ogle has a good run into 2nd and kind of chasing him down. Let's see if anything happens back here. Stables nearly up into the wall. And we go green through it all. All right. I know there was a wreck. Let's go back and look at that one. See what happened. They got all stacked up on that start. And he was making a ton of ground up. I mean, he's ahead of most people that transferred, but then the 39 just kind of stayed low. They come together, as he was expecting him to come up, and game over. All right, D-main time. Travis Bomber, Albert McKee, Jason Crawford. Looks like we are missing the 46 right now. Justin Sherman in the 19. Matthew Stables, who we've seen. No, this is a different Stables. Okay. Keeling. Then we got Pettit, Ogle, Brown, and Wineland. So one car does not make the call. That's the 46. Bomber blinking out there. We got Albert McKee in the Cessna, hoping to not take flight this time on the front stretch. Top 4 transfer up to our race in the C main. This time we're going 12 laps. Going to be adding 2 laps to each race. The A main is only a 35 lap race. We'll keep an eye on the top 4. Bringing them around for the green. Top line does not get a good start. McKee in the 50 loses a couple spots, gets one back around the outside in 1 and 2, and Pettit. Well, Pettit was already up to 5th, and then Pettit was in the fence. So let's take a look at that. He's up there. He's got the line, the 18 bobbles, and just stuffs him in the wall. That is unfortunate. He looked like he was really quick, but you know what? That's one less person that's going to be coming into our race. That's going to be way quicker than us. We're going to pace around for a little bit and then go another 11 laps. So they count that first one. Even though we didn't complete it, I'm going to step away just for a second while they are pacing around. I'll keep it on guy currently in 4th. Alright. Hopefully we're about to go green. Looks like we are. They're backing up from the pace truck. Pace truck is in. We are green. So McKee gets the 2nd spot back after we revert to the starting order. He's going to have a little bobble there off at 2. Goes to the high side. He's able to hold on to that 2nd spot. Crawford in the 40 taking a look to the outside. He does. There's contact. Will we have more contact? McKee gets a little high there, almost into the wall, and Crawford takes 3rd with Sherman in 4th now. McKee gets a little low off the corner, loses a lot of ground. He's going to try to slot into 3rd, possibly. He's still going low, though, and is going to lose another spot as Sherman's going to work around in the 19. So McKee must not like what the high side's doing to him. And he has dropped a little bit lower, but he's back up there now as he's gotten those 2 guys around him. We are on lap 5 of 12. Looks like McKee's got it rolling again now. Bomber way out ahead. He's got a 4/10 lead. Crawford and Sherman, then McKee. Oh, Bomber lost a lot of ground, and we might have a battle for the lead as Bomber's now doing a bit of a slider line in 1 and 2. McKee has a little bobble. He might lose his final transfer spot. He's going to hold on to it with the high side run out of the corner, and We are now on lap 8. 4 to go at the end of this lap. Bomber has pulled back out. Crawford and Sherman getting tighter and tighter. We're seeing some people take a little dive down out of the corner to try to get a straighter line drive out of there. And Crawford now falling back to this battle for the 4th position as well. So McKee still holding on strong in 4th. And actually gaining a lot here as we're starting lap 10. He's going to close up onto the back of Crawford, and this is actually going to hurt him because he's either going to have to try to make a pass or be slowed down. He's going to have to cut down now after losing that spot, and will he go for the slider to get back around? He doesn't go a slider, but he's going to hold the bottom. Can't get the drive off the corner. He loses that position. Now we'll see if he can catch Crawford, but that was the last lap, so he's not going to have time and just loses out on it. Unfortunate. He had a good run going there, but it just started to go away, and just one little bobble there. So, all right, now it's my turn, and yeah, haven't had laps on the track in a long time now, and no idea if we've got it where we need it to be. So let's see what we can do and hopefully not take out the entire field. We've already taken out one person. No, the high line is just where you got to be right now. I don't think you need to be right against the wall, but you definitely need to be fairly high up. But the track really has not come apart as much as people were complaining about, so.
Catch up, 41, car. Catch up, 41, car.
We've got 2 Red Bulls in here. Feel for the grip on the start. Hope we can
go. Next time by.
Just survive ourselves and everyone else. If we make it to the B main, that'd be awesome. I'd like to make it to the A, but I mean, that's just not going to be a possibility. There's a lot of speed. And we got a lot of speed in this race, so.
Get ready, going green.
And the only reason we got these spots was because 3 people hit the wall, and one of them was because of us, so.
Post car is off.
Thought we were going. Getting jumpy.
Green, green, green.
We're gonna get a decent start. Nowhere to go at the moment. Oh, we get loose off the corner and run into that guy. We're just a mess.
Inside. Clear inside. You're up top.
I've got no grip.
Inside. 2 wide. Still there. Hold your line. Clear inside. 18.362. Outside. Clear.
Yep, don't slow down. Just don't slow down. Just fucking drive through people. That's what you got to do in iRacing. We check up for one fucking person. Everyone drives through us.
18.535.
Oh, and we get the worst of it too. So we don't have a front wing now, and that was just a waste of time. But hey, why would you ever check up when there's someone in front of you, when you can just drive through them?
15.975.
I I guess that's what we should have done to the guy in front of us, is just drive through him. So
17.379.
it's the iRacing way. We're about to go a lap down. No front wing, not helping us. We're not going to lose anything for iRating or anything because we didn't make the main, but still a nice big waste of time. Massive bobbles, no control.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel.
Do we even have enough fuel? Yeah, we do. So, not that that matters. I'm just going to pull down. Leaders are 2 seconds off of us. We don't need to get in their way. Our race is over. And that's unfortunate.
Let's go.
Let's go see what happened.
Caution, yellow flag.
Of course, it was a yellow right as we pull in. We were going to get lapped before then, and it's not like the whole field's going to explode. We check up. 34 just drives through us on the outside, doesn't even attempt to check up. He just squeezes his way around the top side. And then drives into the 33, but no damage for him, so we lose our front wing and no speed from that point. So fun times. I guess we can watch the rest of this. We'll see. Why not? Looks like the car that was... Did he wreck or who caused the yellow? We were in the pits. And it looks like it was the 33 driving through. Well, at least we weren't the only one, I guess. So Sherman has the lead, and I believe he transferred out of the last one.
The pace car is in.
Make sure we're live.
White flag.
1 lap shootout and top 4 transfer. Does not look like anyone is going to have anything for the top 4 unless they wreck each other. And there we go. Well, at least we got like 12 laps of racing in, So, fun times for us. Let's go watch the B main. Again, the top four transfer. Clayton Davies on pole, Joshua Berkey, Ross Kaiser, Zach Hodel, Peyton Burton, Jesse Dawkins, Ryan Avila, Colt Curry, Justin Sherman, Zach White, Brandon Garman, and Corey Smith. So, we're going for the 25. That's who we're rooting for in this one. He got shuffled a bit. It looked like he was pretty quick, but it's kind of a one-lane show at the top right now. So, going to be difficult to do anything, especially from 8th place in a B main with quite a few strong drivers. $16 laps this time. Let's double check that it is. No, it's 7 going. So 5 people are being eliminated. That's unfortunate. We could have had an even better chance to make the A main had we not been terrible or got like slightly better spot in the heat. But here we go. Top 7, and Curry very, very heavy on throttle and not getting the grip down. He goes to the back. 11th place right now. Up front, they are as high as you can get and all over the track. We got 3 wide back here. Everyone keeping it clean. The 20 is falling off hard, though, from the outside front row. And, well, he just runs into the back of the 6 because, again, it's iRacing dirt. Why lift when you can just run into it? Final transfer spot right now held by the 14, or was held by the 14. 8th place at the moment is the 3. Vila up by the wall, right on the cushion, or moisture cushion, I guess, since it's not actually berm. But not making progress until the 14 hits the wall, turns down, and blocks that off. Around the outside in the back, though, here comes Curry. He's got it fired up. Maybe being safe at the start. He's now in 9th, and the battle for the final transfer position just ahead of him. Curry's got it hooked up on the high side, but one little wrong move, and he's going to be in the wall. But at the moment, he is flying around there right on the edge of it. Halfway at the end of this lap, and Curry is about 2/10 out of transfer spot P7. He gets the rim into the wall that time, but they are very slow up ahead of him, and something has happened. Got him 3 wide. 3 cars in the fence. Is Curry going to be able to turn down and miss that? He does. He's going to get next to him, clear him down the backstretch. Curry into 8th. Back up to the top for Curry. Gonna get the drive off the corner. His next driver is Dawkins that he's trying to chase down. Again, still 0.2 ahead of him as he lost a little bit of time getting around the 3. We are starting lap 11 this time around. Curry's hooked up. 14, though, has got the bottom working well. That's good to see that multiple lanes are working. It's not all top side. And the 3's starting to get the run going again. Now the 14 goes to the top. He blocks off a run by the 38. The 38 blinks out. Is he gone? No, he's back. Curry gets a drive. Can he get anything hooked up down low? No, he's going to get blocked off there. Big drive off the corner, though. He should be able to get the run down the backstretch. Does, clears him. Get up to the high side. Don't hit the wall. Drive away. 7th place for Curry. Right now, he's going to the A main. Slide job. Crossover. Drive down the backstretch. And Curry should be able to pull away and not have a slide job issue anymore. Kaiser, though, ahead of him, having issues in the 6. We've seen him get the wall. 2 to go this time. We're going to get white flag next time by. Curry flying on the outside, nearly gets squeezed up into the fence. Kaiser gives him the room. And up to 6th. Back up front, Davies leading. We've got the battle for the final transfer position now between the 6 and the 38. Kaiser going to go low to block from a slide job move. Dacus goes high to try to get the drive off the outside. Can't get it done. Kaiser transfers. Curry transfers. And we got a couple of people to root for in the A main now. All right, we got a 5-minute warm-up. Let the drivers go get some more laps, feel out the track, and we're going to take a look and see who is quick on the charts as they go out and roll around. Time on the board right now. Chase Stewart with a 16.567, so times have dropped off drastically since qualifying on the fresh track. But Chase Stewart in the 10, fastest car on track at the moment. Tim Ryan takes that away with 5.22 in the number 1. Then Matthew Howell goes to a 16.495. Seawright in the 15 is done a 16.548. And still a 4.95 is the quick time. Ethan Winter goes quickest now with a 16.444. Also matters if you're dropping fuel or doing anything to try to scare people into making changes, but I don't think anyone's doing that. They should all have their setup. Berkey goes quickest now with a 4.37 in the 20. We didn't notice that he stopped falling and made the A main. Tim Ryan now back to the top of the board with a 3.67. Berkey and Winter in the pits with your quick times. So they are pulling in. Colton Davies goes P3. Tanner Miller goes P2. 16.385. 2.5 minutes left in this one. We are halfway through warm-up. Times may start to get stagnant, but you'll see a few people pop up towards the top if they start putting in some good laps. Topside's going to start getting treacherous. Matthew Powell goes P3 with a 16.392. So, fastest lap so far of the session, 16.336. The worst fast lap right now is 16.778. But we don't know the situation on how that was done. It looks like most people are in the 0.5s or lower. And 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the warm-up. So, this doesn't affect anything for the lineups. Just giving them laps, giving them time to adjust. Some people haven't seen the track in about an hour, so time's staying pretty solid now. Only 19 cars have went out on track. I think we're starting 22, 23. And 20 seconds left here. Taking a look at Tim Ryan, he is working around the bottom. We've seen him going around there a few times, and it looks like that is where he's going to prefer to be if he's already working that line, feeling it out now. 3 seconds left, and we will move on to the race. Alright, it's A-main time for the Friday night Knoxville Nationals. This is the top split, and let's go through the lineup. So, the front row, we've got all the ones as Tim Ryan in the 1 and the 11 of Cody Hillman. Then Chase Stewart in the 10. Outside of him is going to be the 17 of Ethan Winter. Noah Carpenter in the 7. Cole Croft in the 44. That is 6th place. Mike Snyder in the 21, Bradley Cox in the 8, then we got Tanner Miller in the 26, Matthew Powell in the 9, Matt Grunberg in the 35, Nick Baum in the 4, that is 12th position. Ashton Mueller in the 22, then Lachlan Rogers in the 12, James Seawright in the 15, and Clayton Davies is starting 16th. These are your B-main transfers, so Davies, Sherman, Huddle, Berkey in the 20, White, Curry, and Kaiser is your 22nd car. 22 cars, 35 laps. Final pace lap, and we will go green. Ryan brings them around. We are green.
Green flag, green flag.
We got 3 wide down the front stretch. Contact the 4, the 22, the 20, the 19. Curry gets stuck in it as the fireworks blow up. And that is 4 or 5 people's race ruined in turn 1. Let's take a look at what happened there. Contact with the 4 and the 35. He goes around. Let's see why the 35 was... He just got a good start. He got to the inside. That just turned the 4. And I don't think I can really blame it on him. Just 3 wide on the first lap. Everyone explodes. And that's how that one starts. Not going to be happy. At least we didn't have to wait an hour from our heat race to get eliminated on the first few laps. Getting everyone lined back up. It's reset in the order that they started, but we're going single file instead of a complete restart. Looks like right now, at the moment, we got 4 cars in the pits. A lot of missing wings. Mueller might be okay. All the wings are on it. Lights are out in the pace truck, so this one's going to spread the field out massively now. The midfield exploded, so that means a lot of people gained some spots, and, well, we know Curry is out. Mueller going back out, Berkey going back out. But let's get ready to watch this restart. Ryan brings them around, another good start, and we're green. Tanner Miller in the 26 working the bottom back here for the 8th position, goes up to the 7th position, back to the 8th position as they're side by side through the corner. He gets held up a little bit by Croft in the 44 through the center of the corner. He's going to take a look through the middle now. He thinks better of it. Big run coming though by the 8 Bradley Cox, and they are stacked up on each other as the 17 Ethan Winter gets up into the wall. Cox go with a slide job, nearly gets into Miller. He's going to end up gaining a spot, but giving it right back with the crossover. Here comes Matthew Powell in the 9. We are working around lap 4 on this 35-lap race. Ryan out front by a mile. Cody Hillman holding off Carpenter and Stewart for the 2nd position. Miller in 5th. Snyder is the start of the mid-pack, as we'll call it, and Cox has worked his way up right behind him. Powell has gotten around the outside and is up into 8th. Ethan Winter, Cole Croft, and Lachlan Rogers. Battle for 2nd heating up now. They're going to be 3 wide for P2. Carpenter just putting it right around the berm at the bottom. They are 3 wide at the line down the front stretch, and they appear to be catching Ryan. But I'm not sure if that's just the angle we're seeing it at going into turn 1. Carpenter, though, has got the bottom hooked up. Miller going to take a look slightly lower, but not right up on the wall. He's got the middle line working, and it is great to see multiple grooves working. iRacing has done a great job to get this to work how it is. So Miller into 4th. He is working on Chase Stewart, who's got the high side to himself. Carpenter's got the bottom to himself. And Miller just doing what he wants right in the middle. Hillman looks a little lost out here. He's tried multiple lanes, and all he's done is gone backwards. And it looks like he's about to lose another spot as Cox goes around him. Cox up into 5th, Hillman back to 6th. Snyder, the next one that's looking to get around Hillman, as Hillman's going to go to the bottom. Cox into the wall, so that's going to get Hillman back around him. Back up front, Carpenter half a second behind Ryan as Ryan's up working the high side. And battle for third now closing up as Miller goes up P3. But run on the outside. He's going to get the 10 back beside him. Good racing so far since the start. Lap 14 now. Miller's going to complete the pass for P3 and should be able to work his way around Carpenter as it looks like the bottom is just starting to fade a little bit. Every little bobble like that. And there goes Miller into P2. We got one car coming out of the pits. Hopefully that doesn't cause a random yellow. But Miller now 1.2 seconds behind Ryan. Chase Stewart is in fourth behind Carpenter. Cox closing in. Hillman now fighting for sixth spot, and he's going to drop to seventh as Snyder goes around the outside in the 21. Powell and Davies are side by side for the 8th position. Davies is the first car, I believe, out of the B main, and we've got a yellow as the 22 is off the pace here. Let's take a look and see what happened. He goes into the corner and just runs out of fuel. Just stops on track. Just stops on track to help someone out. Stops on track and then goes into the pits. What is going on there? He's 13 laps down. Please tell me something else happened out there. We didn't really just have someone come out of the pits and stop on track to bring out a yellow in the top split. He just stopped on track to bring out a yellow, 12 laps down. That is pretty pathetic. Yeah, no one else is in the pits or has any issues. A 12 lap down car comes out on track and stops on the backstretch to bring out the yellow. Let's see, we got the 44 Cole Croft off. Maybe he was involved in something. Nope, yellow flag's out. Yeah, that might be one of the most pathetic things I've seen. Alright, well, let's get back to racing and hope that people don't continue to game the system by helping friends out by throwing yellows. Ryan, Miller, Carpenter, your top three.
Green, green, green.
Ryan's able to pull away. Carpenter has moved up off the berm now that Miller's gotten around him. Back here, we've got Cox and Davies. It seems like the person that benefited the most from the yellow was possibly Davies. Cox up near the fence, almost in it, but those guys somehow don't run into it. So, throughout the field, not a whole lot's going on. 22 is still out on track, racing people on the lead lap, 12 laps down. Pretty clear who he is and what kind of driver he is. We got contact there, Seabright's in the fence. That is another yellow. Let's take a look and see what happened there. Comes up, hook bumpers into the fence. Just a racing incident there. Looks like everyone gets away with it. We are now on lap 20 or 21. We'll see where it sets once we restart. I think the biggest thing Tanner needs is a long run. It seems like his car just comes alive on that long run. Could be wrong on that, but he definitely made up a ton of spots throughout that whole green flag run that we had. Ryan should just go as early as he can right now because, well, nope, pace car's doing another lap. I thought we were going green there. I was like, why the hell is everyone hanging back? Got a lot of people cooling off their tires up on the cushion, and if it's anything like the late model, I'm not sure you want to do that. We'll see what happens with them. But the tires can damage themselves if you cool them off too quickly on a yellow flag. We have seen that multiple times in the late model league. But let's watch the top three again here. And that is a big gap. Miller hanging back there, and that gap just doubled in size, half a second back now. Let's take a look through the pack, see what we got going on. Looks like Davies is now into 5th position. Working around the bottom. We got some contact, it sounds like, back here. Hillman in the 11 is now back to the 9th position, and gonna see a little bit of a slider there from Rogers. He's gonna cross it back over. Battle for 9th and 10th. Almost 3 wide back here. Snyder has fallen off massively. He might have gotten the fence and has some damage because he was way up front. Speaking of in the fence, White back there into it. Up front though, nothing has changed. Ryan Miles out. Carpenter has lost Miller. Stewart closing in on Carpenter, as these two have been nose to tail the whole time. Davies still working around the bottom. Cox still working around the top. Well, Davies goes up to the top that time. We got a yellow, and it looks like that was the 14. Grab the wall again, and rather than go down the track and away from the wall, he grabs the wall again, spins it down, hits C-right. C-right nose first into the fence, and the 20 once again just barely misses C-right. Alright, so Tim Ryan, still the leader, should win this. Don't see why he wouldn't. We're not going to get lap traffic unless the 22 decides to just turn around and drive backwards on track. Very unfortunate because I think this thing could have went to the end green had that guy not just stopped on the track to bring out the yellow. But is what it is, and I'm sure there are a lot of people not happy with him. See if Miller can actually get up on the tank of Ryan this time for the start. Maybe give him a little challenge. Alright, well, the tires have got to be cooled off. 3 cautions in a very short period of time. Miller's still hanging quite a ways back here. And Ryan's just got to go early before he pulls up. There he goes.
Green flag, green flag.
0.4 second gap now. He's going to close up in our view on entry of 1. Carpenter getting a run off the high side. Is he going to be able to keep it to the outside? He does. Miller holds on. He goes a little lower than we've seen him go all race long. Looks like it is getting slick on entry and on exit out of the corner, so people are going to have to go higher for that. We've got something happening in the background here. Davies is now up into the 4th position. Ryan checking out, half a second lead now. Miller, though, holding on strong in the 26. According to iRacing rankings, he shouldn't even be in the race, as anyone over the 22 car number has outdone themselves by making the race. We got a very close battle back here, though, for 4th, 5th, and 6th. But it looks like Stewart's going backwards. Winter's making his way up. Cox has really just been stuck where he's at. It seems like everyone that can only go to the high side has not really had a good time here. We're going to be 3 wide off of 2, but everyone's got a lane to use. Davies is going to slide up the track. And that's going to open the door for Winters to go through, and Winter is going to take that 4th position in the 17. Cox with a massive run on the outside. And let's see if Davies decides to just drive through the 17. He gets a nose under him. Cox, though, has come alive on the top side. He had to back it off there. He wasn't sure if the door was going to close down the backstretch, but Cox, all of a sudden, I said that he was going backwards and been stuck in one spot. He's come alive. Noah Carpenter has got around Miller as the top side just all of the sudden is the place to be right here at the end. Tim Ryan coming around. The white flag is in the air. Miller back to 3rd. White working the bottom still. Cox is now kind of falling off. He's randomly getting slowed down by wall contact. Davies and Stewart side by side for the 6th position, but Ryan, Carpenter, Miller, Winter, Cox, and Stewart. Does Stewart get the 7th spot or 6th spot? Stewart gets 6th, it looks like. Davies 7th. So, great racing there. Nothing to look at standing-wise. We probably lost a tiny bit of iRating and little safety rating, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Not much racing by myself, but hopefully it was some good racing to watch. So, thanks for watching.